Also tonight, the governor using the University at Buffalo as the backdrop to lay out how her 2024 budget will impact Western New York. This includes millions of dollars for a storm response office, addiction treatment services, and infrastructure projects. Nearly $3 billion now set aside to support education in our region. But beyond these investments, many neighbors want to know where the governor sits in her plan to phase out natural gas across this state. Part of this plan includes phasing out natural gas appliances over the next several years. The first deadline, in fact, banning these appliances in new homes will be set by the end of 2025. But it's not a very popular plan with New Yorkers. In fact, more than 50% of people in a new Siena poll say they do not support the proposal. 7 News anchor Taylor Epps following up with the governor today about the plan.
So this transition is overdue.
While members of her own party urge her to pump the brakes, the governor is holding strong on her climate action plan.
We'll do it in a smart way, a way that transitions in the right time frame, but also shame on us if we don't take these steps now. This is for our kids and their kids.
On Monday, Governor Kathy Hochul detailed investments coming to Western New York and answered questions about her plan to phase out natural gas. And while she says this change is overdue, she stressed it can't happen overnight. Before any big switch to electric, she says we first have to lay down transmission lines to make that possible.
These projects are well underway, but nothing's going to happen until we're ready to make that transition. And ultimately, people's bills will be lower.
But what about in the short term? Many are concerned their bills will get more expensive. But Governor Hochul says she's already thinking about that.
If you look closely at my budget, we already put in money now to start helping subsidize any additional costs, again, during this temporary transition period.
Members of the Buffalo Common Council voicing their concerns in a meeting last week.
There's a lot of problems here that have not been thought out. Maybe they have for New York City, but they have not for Buffalo and Western New York.
But how do we educate people and how do we move them into it without telling them in 2030 you're not going to be able to get this gas stove? That's not the way to do it.
The governor pointed out that there's a lot of misinformation out there, clarifying on Monday that this plan doesn't mean the state is coming to your house to take your stove. And while it's not all set in stone, it is happening.
We're the first generation that's really feeling the effects of climate change. Truly, we're seeing that with our storms and what's happening all across the country. We're also the last generation that can do something about it.
Taylor Epps, 7 News.